All right, welcome back to Metro Messages. You could have worked for Metro? Philip. How you doing, my brother? So, brother and so sisters. So, here we are. If you're here, then well, there's a reason why. Let's just say that. So, let's start off with saying thank you. And any of my services to anyone that knows who I am, that you're brought here because of me. Everything is at no charge right now. Anybody else, it's a different story. So I needed to say that. Signs and synchronicities. You start. You have a way that you're supposed to start a message off, and that it was gonna go one way, and then it it shoots totally different. Sorry about the darkness. Trying a couple things, like I said. I don't turn on the camera and you start rolling. Rolling could be significant. So dang, it's dark. Let me turn this down. So Philip, we spoke. How you doing, my brother? We spoke very briefly on the phone. If anybody doesn't know, I'm a psychic medium. I work with energies. We're all just energy. We're all one. So, Metro messages. Code 130. Otro messages. So, tribe, collective, energy. It's easier to do a message like this to speak to somebody. I'm gonna pull some cards for who I had channeled because this is the cards are just their confirmation. They're able to let your ancestors, past on loved ones, come through and speak what they need to say what they need to say. Again, you get messages from your higher self, past, present, future. Any message that you come across with me, it's gonna be timeless. Everything's divine timing. Philip, I had spoke with, like I said, we spoke briefly, and like I said, everything happens for a reason. It's like a path. When I come into somebody's life, it's like a fork in the road, for whatever reason it is, for whatever case, and you can feel the energy. Like we spoke very briefly, channeled really quickly, but I told you about uh, Miss Brown, and I was explaining a couple things of why. Well, we're speaking because you work at the call center. So anybody that's from Metro, again, services, like I said, services are free. Well, once we cross that bridge, we'll we'll work everything out. I do work with energy. I transmute it against various gifts. So tarot, tarot readings, tarot readers. There, somebody asked me, how did I know what I know, and well, it's through the divine teachers. So the soul tribe, they're very tapped in. So again, energy. If you're in the collective's energy, well, your energy is gonna. If you understand energy and you understand your energy well, then you'll know who you are and what you embody. Not a lot of people do. I do. I've been on this journey already 7 years. Spiritual journey. First channel back 2019, I believe. So I always like giving a brief history. I have several channels with from podcast to um, speaking the truth, channeling messages straight from the higher realms. There are messengers here that are helping myself and other light workers navigate, but gifts are getting stronger and stronger, enhancing and enhancing. I don't want to go into too much, but it's speaking with you, Philip. You working for the phone company and understanding a little bit of what's going on. So you kind of understand, like I said, you're you have gifts. It was like I said, you're an angelic soul, and that's all I can say. I don't. When you channel, you don't put. It's very sacred. You can't um, just tap into somebody's energy and just people do, but you just can't. There's consequences. But Akashic records, past lives, um, things like that. If you know, you know. But this channel is to help people that I come across. The street, I'm the street oracle, Oracle E, Oracle Orion. So the people that I come across, I usually channel for. Well, not usually. There's, let's just say that I do, and not a lot of people. It's hard. It's a hit and miss. And as I've been on this journey and worked with my guides and the angelic realms, things like that, it's very very crucial and very it's a it's a tricky thing. Who's real, who's not? Well, the ones I channel for, they know that who I am. They know that I'm real because I've channeled for them. Their past on loved ones came through, and some more and some less. And that's what this channel is about. Again, I, the code 130 is because, well, you're able to speak your truth and you're able to, it's freedom of speech, freedom of, just freedom of speech. They're not able to come at you. And in saying that, well, you're not supposed to, you can't just come out and just start accusing people, but it is what it is. So, Philip, I'm going to get you some messages, but they want me to, when they say they, it's the guides, the higher self, your higher self, my higher self, the angels, ancestors, want me to clarify a couple things. Spell work and things like that. I'm not going to try to make this too long. It was supposed to be like a little comedy, little comedy show, but making spirituality a little funny, funny because collective, we're all one. We carry both energies. We're here to, well, get on our path. Well, know who we are. Again, it's a journey. So when they say collective, I never. That's one of the things I didn't really understand. What collective? I know it's all one. We're all one, and we're all connected. That's how we can channel. And if you can't understand that, well, then there's certain things again you gotta understand. and let go and let God. Christ consciousness, things like that. And everybody's equal, forgiving, letting go, childhood wounds, just all these things. Again, understanding what was thrown over your bloodline, understanding bloodlines, understanding gifts. Well, when I came to this journey, I was clairvoyant. I was able to see my ancestors. And I just didn't know the certain gifts. As we go along on this journey, well, we get more and more gifts. And again, like I said, created equal. Masculine and feminine. You gotta balance both. We carry both angelic, divine feminine, divine masculine. It's depending on what you're working out of. Unconditional love, it's a frequency, a vibration. It's raising your vibration. Now, giving messages. How do you give them? Well, obviously, in the beginning, I was putting out energy. So it was a little different. But like I said, collective. What is collective? Is it divine feminine, divine masculine? I mean, because it's your ego. If you gotta read between the lines. I already know when the messages come through who's in the energy. So that's what it's about, understanding who's in the energy. Because some of these readings they're sound crazy. If it didn't happen to you, or if you didn't understand the energy, you think bullshit. You want to call bullshit like I'm not lying. I mean, you can't make a lot of you can't make some of this shit up. You just can't. But that's gonna be I mean, it's in other platforms I spoke on it before, but right here I'm not gonna do that too much because this is more about you now and whatever it is that your higher self wants to come in, and your ancestors, your passed on loved ones, things like that. It is the healing journey. In the very beginning, this has been the healing journey. Understanding a passed on loved one coming through, and you're able to help somebody. That's the best feeling there is. It fills my heart with joy. I don't like to say what I do. Things like that is very hard. It's very tricky. Being an empath, an extreme empath, is I pick up people's pains, their emotions, understanding whose emotion I'm picking up and what are my emotion. When you're balanced, you're working out of both energy, masculine, feminine. But when you pick up the pain of other souls, what they've been through, it gets a little difficult, a little hard. So I try to clear the energy so that you don't have to, you can let go of that pain. And that's what this is about, letting go of the pain of whatever has happened. And that's just in general as the collective. It's moving forward, understanding the shifts. Not a lot of people understand it, and not a lot of people understand tarot. They don't. The ones that are brought here. The reason why I'm explaining it this way is because tarot is. I know who's in the energy. I know who's around me, and I know there's. I know a lot. And if I'm speaking with you and I channel for you, well, that'll tell you one thing. But if you're in my energy, in my proximity, believe me, what I pick up is not even funny. But if you're in my energy, then that's how you shouldn't be in my energy. You shouldn't be in the collective's energy. That goes back to what is collective. Is a collective a divine feminine or divine masculine, or because we're all one, or is it the one that's
there's somebody here starting these channel up that is he's on a spiritual journey, and it's so funny because he's talking about flying to Mars, and he's talking about, well, 2030 we should be having intercourse with robots. I mean, I can't make it up because it came out of his mouth. I'm like, if you know, you know. And so is that the collective? Because he has channels that are spiritual channels. I'm sitting here like, wow. But anyways, that's another story. Because they've been doing the most, but I'm not gonna bring that in here right now. Because if you know, you know, and if you're planning on having intercourse with, you're trying to eliminate the race, and you want to have intercourse with robots, and you want to live on Mars, well, there's a problem. Not a lot of people see it, but there's a problem because, yeah, they're up in the energy. There's a lot of things that are changing, but Philip, you know, because you're in the, well, you work for Metro, and I explained to you why I started this channel. It's easier to find Metro messages than it is any other channel. And, well, it's helping people on their journey. It's not easy to walk this journey and to channel for people. Again, confidence. They first of all, they don't want you to know the gifts that you carry, and they don't want you to know the energy you carry, divine energy. They don't want to know. They don't want you to know your ancestor. They don't want you to know a lot of things. So that's why they silence this. They silence a lot of, well, truth speakers. A lot of my soul tribe from past lives that we've been here lifetimes and lifetimes. I'm on my mission. I'm already in my purpose. My purpose is to help broken hearts, bring messages from your higher self, from the universe, the Lord, whoever you subscribe to, the higher power, a higher power. Oh, confirmation. See, there's no such thing as a coincidence on this journey. Everything means something, from the birds to the numbers to everything. And the more tapped in you are, the more synchronicities, signs that you'll get, especially when you channel for people and bring ancestors, pass on loved ones through. You gotta understand the energy. You gotta be very. It's been a journey as far as understanding certain gifts that I have, understanding the magic that was thrown on my bloodline, understanding my bloodline. I've already done all the research, and again, a lot of people don't understand the angelic realms, the higher, the ancestors, and passed on loved ones. Again, I come from a long line of I got a big family that goes from across the pond. Oh, my right ear is starting. Oh, it's ringing. It's starting to ring. Again, being dyslexic, it's different. Not being able to, growing up, not being able to read and write, it was something that, was an insecurity. And on this journey, working through everything from the childhood wounds, from taking full accountability, forgiving everything and everyone. That's the journey. Understanding the frequency, understanding the unconditional love, what it is, what it means, what it entails, forgiveness, unconditional love, what the Lord gives us, what He, the ancestors, how they love us. They don't want us to fail. So remember that you're loved. You got a lot of loved ones around you. Understanding the power that you carry, the energy that you embody. So remember that. Like I said, they don't. There's information they don't want out. And when I channel, well, let's just say I've channeled a lot of what's been happening already. I don't want to get into that too much. I'll link it. I'll link it one day. Maybe leak it. Leak it. Things are being leaked, but things are gonna be leaked. Shit. Here we go. So they asked, how do I know? Well, it's when you're tapped in. It's the first thing that comes. Boom. What spirit is gonna give you? So it's been about the children. It's been about broken hearts. With me, myself, has been being able to show you who I channel. Your ancestors. Whoever I'm channeling, I can show you them. I can produce the energy. That's what it's been about. So what's for you is for you. It's meant for you. It's they can't. Nobody can steal what is for you. They think they can, but they can't. Like I said, my gifts, no, but very powerful. And again, very humble. You have to. The first thing is humbling yourself, understanding the energy you carry, and admitting who you are and who you were. When you ascend, that's your old self. Nobody's perfect, but you become better every day. Your guides will tell you, your higher self, they'll tell you what you need to work on, what needs to be let go, and that's it. We're never alone. Everything is seen. 22. Everything is seen. There's nothing that is hidden. People don't understand this. So when I channel for people, it's they really don't even have no clue of truly the journey. I just know when I cross paths with somebody and their ancestors come through, there's a reason for it, and it's always a good thing. It's always I love to see people smile and feel that that heart filled with joy. Those tears dry up because there's no feeling like it. And like I said, this Brown renewed that I knew that I'm on the right path. As I explained to Philip, and like I said, we had a pretty good short conversation, but very very angelic soul. Now we're here now. So let me get you some messages. Nothing ever goes away. It's supposed to that you were supposed to start it off. Oh, February 1st. So the bottom of the deck. I'm here helping. I'm here helping you. I don't know if you can. Let's see. Now, it's the bottom of the deck. There's a man with a red scarf standing on top of a man. On top of like a mountain. Matter of fact, it's a Caucasian male. There's a rainbow in the back. In the yonders, I want to say. What yonders? Yodelay. Oh my goodness. There's some loved ones looking down from the clouds. You could have just seen rainbows, or rainbows are significant though. The sun is coming through. It's always a brighter day. It's at the top of the deck. I always shuffle these decks before I put them up. Life is a series of choices. Choose love. Body of water, and there's just hearts in the sky. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not water. It's fields. Could be a Virgo. Hmm. My ears are ringing. Oh, my right ear is. Understanding when they're sending you signs, and when they're communicating with you. They want you to know this. It's at the center of the deck. There is no such thing as death. A lot of ancestors, like I said. You can see that. Like I said, it's not easy to. A lot of like electricity. Again, the energy. Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Heavy energy, heavy energy. Because, like I said, if you can't make these messengers that are here, that the readers, the tribe that are giving messages, well, you got to read between the lines. But it's such a, if it didn't happen to you, you wouldn't believe it. And that's all I can tell you. Because when you're listening to some of these, let's say, readings, well, they sound a little insane. Oh, but you got to know what energy you carry, and who you are. Again, when I say I got protection always around me, there's always protection around me. It's just like yourself. Because on this journey, no, believe me when I tell you protection. People only knew. You're not supposed to wait for somebody's friend. You don't wish nothing on nobody. You can't. People that are unawakened. Whew. My death was pointless. Was painless. Please don't worry or hold on to guilt. Birds are here. Six could be significant. I know I've been seeing the synchronicities that I've been seeing are off the chart. Again, when I channel, I have to be aware of everything, because this healing journey, this is very crucial. Like I said, death is something people, it's it's something people sometimes can't come back from, and that's not what the ancestors want. They want you to know that they're around, and that they love you. They don't want you in pain. They don't want you to have any kind of guilt. They, just like I was saying, tell them that you love them now. If you're anybody's around you that you love, tell them now. Don't tell them later, even though they hear you. But don't wait until it's too late. I said it before in one of the other messages. Knowing my father was going to pass, I'm learning over here. Again, you could be a water sign, but learning what gifts, again, what gifts you carry. Understanding the energy. Let's see, one more. Can I get one more? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Again, there's no such thing as death. It came out again. It is not your fault. Hmm. Snow could be significant. I picked up to that earlier too as well. But for these cards to come out again, they're telling you something. Again, we're not alone. The angelic realms are ancestors are real. That's what you need. That's what people need to understand. I had picked up. My daughter had a deck of what's a card game, but it's cards against humanity. So when I looked at these cards as well, there was a certain energy I picked up, but what I got from these cards, it's what your higher self wants you to, what you may need to work on, or what's happening in your family. And I'm not saying your family, but I'm saying in general, because everybody's path has never isn't the same. But overall, as the collective, the energy and a lot of things have been over and over. Unless you grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth, silver spoons could be significant. And grew up with money. That's what I'm saying. Having sex with robots. Come on, are you serious? Like, but that's what's in the collective's energy. Silver spoons, thieves, but not understanding how real God is, and God is real, and what they're finding out there, they're having these towers. Like I said, towers they are here because they don't even want to know. They have no clue. You know what? Isaac, 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 ISIS deck. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that. They don't want me to. Oh man, they got jokes. They got jokes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, ancestors. What is it that higher self? Oh, coming through. Who is it that? Wow. And real quick, past life, present power. Days of our life, but our sands of time. And sent power mysteries. The rattle. Hear the rattle of ISIS plane. Pass on loved ones. Wow. Past life powers that are activating. Wow, I just got chills on my legs. Wow. Holy shit. If you know, you know. Unions happening again. People are sending the new collective energies, the new ones ascending. People are ascending. The bottom of the deck. I don't know if you can see that, but rising sun sign. The divine solar child reborn. Wow. And then the rattle came out. This, oh my God. If you know, you know. I'm going to end this message so I can get to the next one. But Philip, hopefully you got something from that. And anybody else that viewed it, stop by. Hopefully you got something from that. And until next time, have a blessed day and see you then.